Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whatever time it is. I hope you are having a good one. Welcome back to House Flipper 2 with Rash Decision. If you enjoy this type of content, please leave me a like, subscribe, and maybe even a comment to let me know. Enjoy the video. Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome back to another Mod Review Monday with Rash. And before we get into it, I'm sure you're seeing what's on the screen, you're kind of interested in it, but before we get into that, I'm going to say that it has been really difficult to continue doing these Mod Review Mondays, but I want to continue doing them because I do know that a lot of people out there really like them, and they really like this content where I just kind of go through or just walk through these people's houses and just kind of have a look around, really, is what it really comes down to. Make recommendations based on my experience and what I know about the systems. I want to keep continuing to try to put these out every Monday, at least for the time being. The Contractville video that came out last week, for all intents and purposes, based on the context of my channel, how many views I normally see per video, that video kind of blew up. And I'm really happy that people want to see more of that kind of content, and I'm going to continue doing that. The day that I am recording this video on Sunday, I uploaded another bonus video because I was just so excited to get back into it, and been kind of watching it kind of creep up as well. So definitely Contractville is going to be a mainstay. So once I finish the House Flipper 2, flip number 11, and that's that the broken to ballin build, the modern house in the woods that I had to kind of start from scratch on a little bit. Once I finish that build, I'm going to reduce myself to only doing these mod reviews on Monday, and I'm just going to use a Wednesday and Friday for Contractville for at least the time being. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. This one I saw, if you notice, this one was last Sunday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I was recording the previous episode of Mod Review Monday. I saw this one and I was really sad that I could not do it last week because, as I said before, my time scale goes from Sunday to Saturday, and then on the following Sunday is when I record for that week. And of course, I can't record one that came out on the same Sunday that I'm recording the week for. So now I get to go back and look at this one because I love the idea that this one is representing. There's no more pictures than this, and it definitely looks like they've got like some holes over here to kind of maybe represent perforation across the top as well. So we're going to get into it. We're going to have a look. So this is the PC Tower. It's labeled PC Tower 1 by GodofWolvesX. But when I actually look into it on my mod tab, it shows as just Chris, which just kind of goes to show that I'm pretty sure it uses the in-game name once you download the file. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm really excited to have a look at this one because this looks like a really interesting and a very inspired build. So first things first. Oh wow, that was a bit of a loading lag. What's this over here? Why do we have two boxes? What do we have? So this is interesting. You know what? I'm going to give credit for this because this is actually really cool. I'm guessing this is supposed to represent like maybe I'm actually looking up now that I see what's kind of going on here, and I see a couple things that's going to be very interesting. So the fact that the entire side is one gigantic window, we're going to go ahead, we're going to throw all realism out the window. I'm going to review this purely as I love the sitting area. I just had to walk through it because I love the sitting area right now. I'm going to review this purely with the concept that there was no realism put into this build, and this was entirely built for the novelty of having a house shaped like a PC. So first off, this little pavilion right here has kind of captivated my attention. As a building by itself, the outside, like this side of it's kind of plain. There's nothing really to look at here. But then as I came around and I looked in here, I love this. Has this, I'm guessing this is meant to be like maybe an exterior reservoir for like water cooling. Maybe that's what it's supposed to represent. and that's kind of like the idea that inspired this very round shape that it has. But I have to say that I really love this. I really do like the. Let's actually turn on this light as well. Yeah, like this tile that has like this iridescent blue or this pearlescent blue. I'm not sure which one's which, to be 100% honest with you, because I've heard them so interchangeably used. I know that one of them's incorrect, I'm sure, but it has like this metallic-y blue kind of combined with this really light colored wood and like these heavily colored lights. This is a cool idea. This I love this little pavilion that they've got here. This is awesome. Got a little seating area right here. Lots of seating. Very spacious. Very natural. I'm seeing, and of course we have going around over here. The quote unquote front of the building, as it were. We have the fans going up the front, and of course we have the fans on the sides. Lots of perforation going through. We have a nice little swing right there, just to add just that extra little bit. But honestly, like all things considered, when you're talking about like these fans like this, and I see what they've done, they've taken ceiling fans and kind of stuck them onto um, little structures here. But what they've done here, this is honestly not a bad way to cool a house. In fact, I mean it does work for a PC, but for a house, it's a little bit different. And I know I said I was going to take realism out of this completely, but I do want to mention that there's a lot of really cool, no pun intended, cooling technologies out there right now. There's some really awesome solar technologies as well that are kind of coming up really quickly. I'm just taking one last look on the outside before I go in. So I can't tell, and I do apologize, I can't really tell which one's supposed to be the front, which one's supposed to be the rear. So it seems like this is supposed to be the front because this has the door, but I have to point out that this side has the street. And this side has like the really fancy little bits going on for it. It's really hard to tell what's supposed to be going on here. And I see what they've done here. It seems like they've taken flat roofs, roofs, caps. But anyway, flat roofs, and they've kind of angled them each one just ever so slightly away from each other to kind of create this really cool textured look. And it does seem like this is supposed to be the front because I do see like the what's supposed to be like an I started to say an icon, a emblem up there, badge maybe. I'm not quite sure, and I'm guessing these are supposed to be like the IO. But here's the thing: is the fans are here, so. I'm having a really hard time telling which is supposed to be the front, which is supposed to be the rear, because we got the fans up front, and then have a couple fans over to the side on the bottom down there. And let's go ahead and go in. We'll just have a look at this as a novelty house here real quick. And of course we have the alarm, we have the couple of lights here and there. Yeah, and there's like perforation everywhere. And I see what they've done. They've taken like the round windows and just taken the mutton bars out of them. And yeah, that's exactly what that is. That is just one single giant pane of glass. I'm going to tell you right now, that better be a strong pane of glass. But anyway, again, taking the we have a hot tub. We have a hot tub literally just right here. We have just, we're taking the realism out of this. We're going completely on suspension of disbelief. And we're just going to assume that this is what it is. And I've noticed that all of these edges are in fact rounded, kind of giving that more modern PC look. Because if you ever look at modern PCs, a lot of the edges that are on the case itself, as well as the motherboard, the graphics card, etc., a lot of those edges are rounded, and that's actually kind of led into this theory that rounded edges is more high quality. And I'm going to say that it does have founding. Back in the day when you were talking like in 2006, 2007, when you would build a computer, you were just about as likely to build the thing as you were to cut yourself on it. So, yeah. So, in a case like this, if this is the front, so we have the fans all the way up the front, and that's going to pull air in, and in this situation, these should be exhausting air out. And that might be why these this right here is here to kind of exemplify being a grill, because when you have an exterior push in an area where you have lots of airflow coming in and moving around, you want the ability for there to be a higher pressure inside than outside. But in a house, they've actually got the right idea that you actually want the opposite. You want lower air pressure because that means fewer contaminants in the air. So, additionally, they've got a really cool idea here. And I do mean cool in a very literal sense, because what's going to happen here is these two are the exhaust fans, and this is the intake fan. So, the intake fan above on this floor, next floor up, is going to pull air in, and just like a wind capture tower, say like in the Middle East, you would have all of the cold air coming in would fall over and down into here, and then that cross breeze coming in from those vents would kind of pull it across and on out. So all you would ever get in this lower floor is actually some really nice naturally cooled air. You wouldn't need much effort from an air conditioner to cool this place. So let's go ahead and go in here. Got a nice little bathroom. Looks like I'm guessing some stairs going up this side. And just like how I would do it, just sitting the shower underneath the stairs. That way you're not taking up a whole bunch of room with the shower elsewhere and trying to finagle anything else in here. Have a double sink. I've definitely noticed there's a lot of contemporary styling going on here. A lot of blacks and whites, just stark contrasts going in between. And then there's like little hints of color, just like you would find in a PC. And in fact, this is how I designed my PC. My PC is actually solid black with just a few lighting accents that I left colored. So this is exactly how you would expect to find something like this. But the white, the contrast with the white actually reminds me a lot of the stylings of like NZXT, especially over the past decade or so. So let's go ahead and go upstairs. I see we have a radiator here. And once again, all the corners seem to be softened in some way, shape, or form. There's some that you can't do anything about, like this one. But you know what? That's okay. Have some perforation here. Kind of gets in the way of the stairs. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Once again, exactly what I was saying downstairs. And I do say I gotta say I do like the way that this has been designed so far, where the downstairs was kind of like this living room and kind of lounge area with an indoor like I guess it wouldn't really have to be a hot tub, especially because of where it is. It would probably have to be a cooling pool or like a reflection pool, is what that would have to be. I have a sitting area over there, and that same vibrant purple, like Harlequin purple, is echoed in our dining arrangement here. These lights are a little bit too low. I understand what they were going for. They're trying to light only what's being looked at on the table, but the problem is that it would also block your view of the person across from you, as well as the vase would block the view of the people across from you. Like the people at either end of the table would have no way to see each other. This table, unfortunately, because of how low these lights are, has basically reduced this table to being a very antisocial arrangement. And that's kind of weird in this house where you have so much of the house dedicated to being like this really wonderful, really awesome social theater almost. And then, of course, in the kitchen here, we have the same black and white kind of contrasting. The only thing I would have said, I would like to see different in here is a little bit more stainless steel, because I see we have some of it, but not a lot of it. Kind of give it a little bit more of a flashy pop if we're going to go for this really hardcore contemporary setting. And of course, we do have the fan over here, and this is the one I was talking about, where it would bring air in, and all the warm air would kind of stay up here and kind of flow upward, and all the cold air would kind of fall down. So this area up here could do with maybe like an air conditioner just to help cool down the air as it comes in, but realistically, it's not that bad, especially if that's just going to be decorative or something like that. And if you look, there's only a tiny little gap where it's going to be pulling in air anyway, so it may not have really mattered. Okay, and coming up here we have, oh wow, that's cool. Just literally just a little an inverse post where you just have the TV kind of mounted directly to. Interesting idea. Has a very sci-fi feel to it, and I guess in this context, it really does work. Got the signs up here. I'm guessing this is a bathroom then. Lingerie. That's a little bit of a sharp. Yeah, you can walk through it, but I'm not a fan of it. I would like to have seen this wall come back like maybe one or two, just barely cover the toilet, that kind of thing. And I see where they've got these windows right here. And these were the windows that we saw like way up high on the front of the building, and I'm assuming it's the front. Here's some more steps. So I'm guessing if I go around those, go around this wall right here, I'm going to find some more steps to go up. And here's some more windows. I like this. I like this window design. It's very geometric. I don't even want to say this is modern. This is very specialist. This is very specialist because there's not really a whole lot this is doing other than creating a geometric pattern for the wall. Like literally, it's just fully aesthetic. There's nothing really that it's doing or doing differently than anything else could or should really. So let's go ahead and go out here. It's not this bad idea. It's just really weird because you can't really categorize it. Let's go the other way first. There was a door right here. That's right. And we do have a Jesus. The contemporary of this bedroom is almost depressing. It really needs like a wonderful little art piece, like just a giant ass art piece. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it right here. We're going to grab something to put up here to make this room just a little bit less depressing. Let's see. We'll look for decorations. I'm going to grab a... oops. I'm going to grab... that's a mirror, isn't it? My bad, my bad, my bad. Let's see. We'll grab... I think it's going to be three-dimensional. Let's grab this one. I've used this one a lot because it is very simple. I'm going to make it black. I'm going to make the mat white. And I want something that has just a little bit of color to it. So what I'm thinking is this one. I wish it was wide. That's actually a pretty good idea. Let's do this in 40. We'll grab one. We're going to buy that. And then I'm going to grab its twin. And there it is. 40. Then 1. Buy. There we go. See? Look at that. Just that little tiny splash of color, that the little bit of gold makes this room significantly less depressing. It actually feels like a little bit, like it has a little bit more structure to it now. So let's go ahead and we'll just leave out of here. Needs a little bit more color, but we don't have to. We can kind of just leave it as is. Got the black and white. Wow. There's a lot of black and white in here. I'm not going to lie to you. Like these seats being as pearly white as they are, they'd be a nightmare to keep clean. Let's see. We have another bedroom here. This one's a little bit more interesting because it has like the structures going on for it. And it actually has the windows kind of bringing in the natural colors from around. But still could use a picture like right here of just something. We're going to grab this one. I like this one. I'm going to make sure that's one matte. There we go. Yeah, just something. Just a little something. And of course, I'm choosing gold as the primary because there's a lot of gold out there with the sand. So it kind of links back up. And this one also has the greens and the blues that work well with the sea and the trees, that sort of thing. So that one's pretty good there. And we'll go ahead, we'll go up here. What's going on here? Oh, wiping a window. Interesting. Go up here. Adding color with the lights. That's an interesting idea. I've seen it before. I've done it before. The last time I did it was in Space Engineers. The low ceiling here is kind of weird. I can't lie about it. The low ceiling here is very, very weird. But of course, this giant pane window is still like the coolest part of this building. And as we get really high up here, I can actually see stuff that I've not seen before on this map. Especially when I go to like this top floor and I look out over. It looks like there's like an entire town over there. Like we're not talking about just like little bits and pieces of a town, like the little shanties and stuff like that, or sitting on the coast. That actually looks like it might be a proper town over there. That's cool. So anyway, so this is actually kind of what I was talking about what the other bedrooms need. This little extra splash of color is exactly what you need to make contemporary like this really, really pop. But even so, the novelty of the fact that this was built the way it is and it works as well as I see a strip that doesn't have any texture on it. For shame, for it's okay. I've done it before myself. I'm not gonna not gonna knock anything for that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of novelty in this house, and especially the fact that we have these fans here. These fans should be exhaust fans by all measures. And of course, if you have all the heat from the rest of the house kind of flowing up, they should be flowing right out through here and causing a little bit of a really nice cross breeze through this area. So once again, we would have a situation where it would be very easy to cool this house. And of course, we actually have a kind of a really neat setup right here where it's kind of perfectly spaced between two of these. I actually just noticed there's a clock here. That clock really should not be white. Let's go ahead and make it black, like that. Perfect. And let's actually make the let's make this match the chairs. I think it's kind of teal we're talking about. That's pretty close. It's pretty close. We're doing the pure. Make it a little bit darker. Yeah, that works. Okay. So there we go. Now you can actually see that there's a clock there. And of course we have a little bit of greenery. Not a lot, but just enough to make it feel right. And of course, you know, when you have like PCs like this, or they're just kind of sitting off to the side in your PC house, you do want like a little bit of a way to kind of circulate air to keep them cool. So of course they've kind of done that, and it's like a really awesome little setup they've got going on here. The fact that the desktops and the keyboards and the mice are pure white, same problem as the little armchairs down there. Those are going to be a nightmare to keep clean. I'm guessing this is, yeah, just a little efficiency bathroom. That's going to make this place like freezing cold at all times. But anyway, yeah, nice little efficiency bathroom, nice little office study area. We have the master bedroom over here. I'm guessing this is, I'm not sure what this is. I have no idea. Anyway, got a couple dressers, got a wardrobe. Yeah, everything here kind of just works. Now, I'll be honest with you, I would have put the TV over here just so that you could be able to see it from the bed as well as this nice little seat over here. But absolutely, everything about this house is really sticking. Oh, I didn't even come in here, did I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, we got a little game room. The couch is way too dark. I did not even realize that was a couch at first. I thought it was just a seat over there, like in the corner. I kind of saw this, but I didn't think anything. I thought it might have been an ottoman. But as I walked through here, I genuinely did not realize that was a couch at first. That couch is way too dark. Let's choose a color. Let's make it not black, shall we? Let's see. Let's go to really bright colors. I've seen like purple, blue, teal. There's a lot of bluer shades. So let's kind of stick with that. I'm going to actually use a green for this one. I'm going to stick them out with a green here. There we go. That looks much better. Much more noticeable, much easier to identify. It's always so funny when you see styling like this, because that's different. That's less contemporary, more just like modern, traditional. Yeah, solid white bed sheets. That's a bad idea. That's a terrible idea. But I'm not going to knock it. Actually, you know what? I am going to knock it. Let's see. Pillows, duvet. Let's see. What color do we want this to be? Let's go ahead with a blue. Just something. Just something. Details. Yeah, I believe the details okay. Just alone. Let's see. Yeah, the duvet is really all you need. Make the pillows. There we go. Little splash of color, nothing really major. But once again, the low ceiling in this upper portion, it's a little bit unnerving. I actually know people that may not fit in these rooms right here. But yeah, there's a lot going for this particular house, even as a house. There's some really cool design elements I see here. and there's also a lot of novelty that's been kind of splashed into this thing. So I'm seeing, let's see, there was 2 bedrooms, 1 bath on this floor. This upper portion was really just kind of like the master bedroom, little efficiency bathroom, and of course we had the second bedroom there and a little game room here. Um, I would have added a second set of computers in here somewhere, like a laptop or something, just for mobility. But yeah, we've got two bed, 1 bath here. We have 2 bed, 1 bath on this floor, so that's 4 bed, 2 bath. And on this floor, we were getting down into the more public areas, which didn't have any more bathrooms or bedrooms. So we're talking about a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. Wait, was this 3 bathroom? 4 bed, 3 bath. Yeah. Regarding suspension of disbelief, I'm not going to rate this as a house. I'm just going to rate this as a novelty. And for everything that we've seen here, this is absolutely wonderful. I love everything about this house. A little bit, it needs a little bit more color. It really does. The perfect amount of color was like right here, where we had like the pale color in the table, we had the nice bright purple, we had the dark outlines. The kitchen needs a little bit more color, and then like everything above here just needs just a little bit more color. There was a little bit too much of a reliance on the black and white aesthetic. There really just needs to be a little bit more effort put into that, and I would absolutely love all of it. Other than that, great work, excellent work. I love the idea of the pavilion out there. That's probably my favorite part of this whole house, easily. And then, of course, we have the reflection pool in here. I will have to say, I'm not quite sure what the purpose of the reflection pool is, especially when you have, like the hot tub and the pool out there and that kind of thing. Because you couldn't heat this up. And the reason being is it's indoors. If you tried to heat it up, even if you're moving all this air around, the humidity that you would create from this would just ruin everything in this house because it's sitting at the bottom. Um, so I really hate it, but I'm not quite sure about that feature over there. It's a cool idea. It would be very, very, very difficult to implement properly. But that's going to be it for this one, my guys. Have a good one. Cheers.